Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen, and today I am giving you a July garden tour. I think one of the largest changes to our yard recently is the tree. We had a branch break that I know that I've talked about in previous episodes, and the park came out and had to clean it up because it was an emergency, because like I said, it was a really, really large break. And look how beautiful that looks, all completely trimmed up. There's more blue sky, there's more airflow, and we could probably be doing this to our other tree as well. It's pretty well trimmed up, but I think it just needs a few of the inside branches trimmed out. I have also cleaned up the whole entire area underneath the ash tree. All of the grape hyacinths were done for the season. They'll start growing back in the fall when the weather cools off. And I have a couple of hollyhocks I need to plant, but this looks really good because you can see the hostas a lot better, and they've been blooming or they're starting to bloom right now. Like this one over here is just starting to get some blooms. We did have a few casualties because they were bringing down some really large branches. My poor bleeding heart looks a little sad. I've had to trim out a lot of it. Plus now the root weevils are starting to eat it. And I trimmed it up a little bit, trying to make it look a little bit better. But I think I'm going to have to probably take it back down, which is about usual for this time of the year. And our barberry looks good. I already have taken out our other bleeding heart that was right here in the corner. And the rest of the plants over here look really good. Ooh, wow, there's a large spider web over here. And you can probably see there's one right there, big, large spider web right next to the garden reet lights. It probably likes all the bugs that it attracts. And also part of our double flowering almond kind of got taken out, so I have had to kind of tie up some of the branches and such, but I did clean it up. It's looking a little sad this time of the year because the root weevils are starting to get to the leaves. Now, everything else looks really good over here, and look at this. My hibiscus is coming back. I didn't think it would. I'm very excited. And we're probably going to be going to Book Club Gardens here soon. And we're going to be picking up a couple more to kind of fill in some of the empty spaces that I have. Everything looks good here. The hollyhocks are blooming. So I've noticed that I had these last year. They didn't bloom. So they are a second year plant. Oh, Socks is out here with us too, exploring. She loves it. And this hollyhock is already done blooming, and I'm going to save the seeds so that I can spread them around the garden a little bit more. And this area probably looks a lot different. On Friday, the video is coming about the whole entire transformation of the back half of the garden, you know, getting rid of the play set and what we've done to kind of mulch it and change it up. I think it looks really good. We have another big project that's probably going to be starting in the fall that we will talk about later too. All right, this part of the garden is doing really well. Since they did trim up the tree, we get more sunlight here in the morning. So I have moved all the pots off the deck pretty much, other than a couple, and I've put them all along here, and they are really loving the little bit of extra sunshine. In the afternoon, they're in the shade, so they kind of cool down a little bit, especially for all of the coleus here. They don't like full sun all the time. But that also means that the raspberries are getting more sun, and all of my other plants along here are getting more sun. Now walking over to the Japanese garden. This side of the garden bed is looking a little sad and sparse. I have planted a few things in here, like some more hostas and a columbine, which it's the time of the season where the columbines die back, so they don't look great. But this will be tackled next year. Of course, the dwarf weeping crabapple has lots of crab apples, and I'm going to try to make crabapple jelly or jam this fall once they're all right. And the goji berry is doing really good. It's starting to flower, and the clematis is mixed in there somewhere. And after being attacked by aphids all spring, the honeysuckle is finally blooming. I gave it a really good haircut. and now it's starting to come back. Even saw a hummingbird in it today. But this part of the garden looks so much better since we did our big project. I am really loving the fact that I have flowers here instead of grass in the planter, which we moved the planter and I love where we moved it to. But look at this. And this is my OG dahlia is what I call it because it's my original dahlia. So I have this one and it's growing really good. I have a couple smaller ones. And then I have this really deep red dahlia along with a couple others plants. And while we were in California, I had to pick up some more plants. Like I got a California poppy, really reminds me of growing up as a kid. And I got ashwagandha. I know I'm not saying that correct, but it is right over there. And I also got a mugwort, which is right here. And I picked up an echinacea. Now, 3 of these plants I had not ever seen offered here before. Donnie sneezed, bless you.
Thank you.
But this area looks so much better, and I really like the feel of the garden now. We don't have to mow back here, so it's less maintenance. Taking care of the flowers and the shrubs that we've put in, not a big deal. Taking care of all the lawn, that was a big deal. There's so much less watering. Oh, and this is a Bartlett pear, a red one, and we've got 3 on this one. Look how large they're all getting. And our Asian pear, look at this. They are doing well too. And we have 10 of them on here and 3 on the other ones. So we'll get quite a few pears this fall, I guess is probably when the season is. And look at the rest of the garden. Look how large all the zucchini are getting and the huckleberry back there. And we got our tomatillos. So we're going to have zucchini for dinner tonight because they are definitely getting to the point where I need to pick them off before they turn into like baseball bats. But that is doing really well. Now, the other garden bed over here, you can definitely see how the one side gets way more sun than down here. And I'm thinking about making a change to it next year and actually shortening the bed up and taking this out completely and making it a little bit shorter because it's just not working out. There's no point in growing stuff down here if it's actually not going to do well. And our peas did not do well this year, but I have heard from a friend that she had to plant her peas 3 times. So I'm definitely not the only one. We only got a few pea pods off of them, and most of them dried up before they even finished maturing. So it just got so hot so fast that a lot of my plants suffered. But luckily, a lot of them have started to bounce back. And I will be taking out the peas here soon. I actually saved it so I could show you guys what it looks like right now. But that will give more room for the kale and the Swiss chard. And look, we've got a zinnia flower. So they're starting to bloom. Now we'll go up to the pumpkin toes. Now we're making some changes back here. We've removed some blocks and kind of lowered it down, and we're going to clean up this area a little bit more. But this makes it easier for us to get back here. It's only a small step up than trying to step all the way up. So our iris here is finished blooming, but look at the gourds. Oh, all the flowers are pretty much done. I did get a short of these this morning. They look a little sad right now, but they are beautiful. The gourds are doing amazing. I've got another hollyhock over there, and look at the pumpkins. They're starting to come up and over, and I'm going to do a short for you guys to show you kind of what I do with these now that they're on the other side of the trellis. And on this other side over here, we have our first pumpkin growing up in there. Isn't that beautiful? So I'll come in here. Hopefully Donnie can follow me. Oop, look at all the bees. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of bees in here. That's good. And wasps. So this is the tomato and cucumber and rich sweetness melons. And they are all doing really good. Look at this one. Look how tall this has gotten. This has gotten this tall within a few weeks. And same thing with the tomatoes. We're starting to get tomatoes on some of them. This is one of the Kellogg breakfast tomatoes, and I noticed they grow a little bit slower than the cherry, which is to be expected. But I have found that a few, like this one, have been pollinated, and we'll be growing some tomatoes soon. I haven't seen any cucumbers yet, but They are absolutely loaded with flowers, if you can see in there. There are flowers everywhere, and they're starting to kind of twist and turn, and they grow so fast, it's almost hard to keep up on them. Coming out here and trying to clip these in every single day, it's almost hard because it seems like they grow like a lot overnight. Okay, we will back up because there's a lot of bees and wasps in here. And trying not to get in their way. All right, coming down to this side of the garden, we have our Kajari melons, which are all the ones with this leaf. And then we have our early girl watermelons, which are those leaves. Now, I only have 2 watermelon plants, but I have a whole bunch of Kajaris. I took them out of their cups the other day because they got large enough. And I'm trying to kind of spread them out and direct them where I want them to grow. But of course, like the cucumbers, they grow a lot every day. So I'm trying to just take care of this a little bit. Now, I am watering over in the Three Sisters bed at the moment. But we can at least walk over here and try not to get watered ourselves. Look at the corn. I'm actually getting corn on it, and it's huge. I am so excited. And look at the sunflowers. Those sunflowers are so large, and they're attracting all the bees. The beans are growing up on some of the beans have actually like grown up all the way to the top of the sunflowers. And I have a plan next year for what we're going to do in this bed that's going to change it up just a tiny bit. But it has done amazing. I am so excited that we can finally grow corn. Our grow bags, on the other hand, well, I did the video before we left for vacation. And while we were gone on vacation is when it got really super hot. And some of the plants just completely died back. And then we got caterpillars and killed the rest. So I only have 3 of the grow bags going. I've got carrots in the one right here. And then the tomatoes doing pretty good. And then the peppers, they just really didn't take off as well as I would like. So you could tell where these have suffered a little bit. And I think it was part because it got hot really, really super fast. And I didn't have them as much sunlight. So when I did move them over here to get a little more sunlight, they're like, nope, not doing it. We're done. So this pretty much gives you a tour of our garden and how much growth there is and how much we've changed. But I just love the changes we've made and everything that we've done to the garden, and it's growing really fast this time of the year. So thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Happy gardening, everyone.